To get out, you only need one shot, one hit.
You get a big adrenaline rush. That's why everyone likes to play the game, because you're so forced into the game. You don't think about anything else but just playing.
Paintball was created in the early 80s, and it was used as a cattle marking technique. The guys that were doing the cattle marking started playing amongst themselves, and there arose paintball. Scenario is 10 to 20 people acting out an incident that happened in history. Woods ball is when you got a bunch of people playing in the woods.
You're in this enormous forest, and you can't really have a teaming bond with other players.
Woods ball, it's like hunting. You're basically hunting humans.
With ball, you just sit back in trees and just wait for people to come. Speedball, you're more into the game to play quicker.
And playing the tournament professional style is called speedball.
Speedball is basically out of the woods, in your face, with obstacles instead of trees and bushes. You need strategy, you need speed, you need a teammate to help you. It's normally 150 by 125 is the size of the fields. A lot faster, it's more of an adrenaline rush.
Speedball's more competitive and it's more fast-paced.
Speedball is a lot more fun, it's a lot faster, it's more competitive. Everything about it is just exaggerated in a good way.
The adrenaline is what hooks a player. But how does someone get started in paintball?
Play it once.
I used to play a lot of video games with my friends, and it was mostly like first-person shooter games. Eventually they challenged me to play paintball, since I always beat them at the video games. They figured, alright, how would I handle myself with something that actually shoots at them? It actually went pretty well, and I loved it.
I got into paintball about 6 years ago, speedball about 4 or 5 years ago. One of my full-time friends would play with his brother in the woods and everything, and we heard about a speedball field not too far from his house. We checked it out, gave it a play, and it really hooked me.
I got into paintball in general about 5 years ago. It was actually my friend's birthday party. I just kept with it.
My uncle forced me to play woods ball one day, and I got hooked from there. I tried to fight off, the temptation to play all the time, but I couldn't. I broke down and bought a paintball gun, and I just started playing competitively. I play paintball now because it's just too much fun to quit. It's a blast.
I went to a bachelor party in the woods. I was like, wow, this is cool. Then I went to a tournament. This is awesome. And I wanted to play more and more and more. Before I started playing paintball, I was a thug. I started playing paintball. I changed my whole life. I started wanting to do stuff till I can go play. I went, got a job, started working, and I traveled the world. I went to Vegas 4 times. I went to LA 3 times, all playing nationally.
Giovanni Trinagistic created a team at Montclair State in order to hopefully play professionally.
So the first step was basically finding people. I found Facebook, and I did a search for everybody at Montclair that has paintball listed as their interests or their activities. I was lucky enough to find at least like 6 or 7 people that wanted to get into the tournament scene, that had starting equipment, and that had enough money to actually play on a weekly basis. We decided to go through the SGA because we found out that we can get funding. After our first 2 years, every club under the SGA goes through recharterment, and if they have a sufficient number of members, they get boosted to a Class 2 organization, which means they get more money. I had the bright idea as president to get us to be a Class 2 organization through our numbers. I invited everybody in the campus that plays recreational paintball in the woods. And eventually what happened was they outnumbered us a little over 4-1. It didn't make sense for us 5, 6 to talk about our problems when there's a whole room full of recreational players that want to talk about what they want to talk about. And we decided that we would just operate on our own.
But we separate from the woods ballers. We have our own organization. We play on fields. We don't play in the woods. We're a little bit more competitive than they are.
Like we're the guys who go out and actually play the events and practice together.
We separate ourselves from the actual club because we do more, we compete more.
I think it was actually for the best because since the school didn't really play much of a part in helping us, it forced us to actually get better as players so that we can get sponsorships and get noticed.
Sponsorship is how most of the pro teams get to where they are and why they are. This is a small field. The only way I can help them is by giving them cheaper prices to play. And in return from that, they help me clean. They help me bring stuff here. Like, let's say I needed a ref, I can call one of my teams.
In order to get sponsorships, we have to play national events, and people have to like come and watch us and offer us sponsorships.
Funding always helps us. I mean, everyone needs gear. We're sponsored by the ZJ, which is the field we play at. Severe gives us paint.
We found the New Jersey Rangers. They help us train, they coach us, they watch us, and when an MSU player graduates, we'll be guaranteed a spot on the New Jersey Rangers.
The Montclair team meet up at least once a week to practice.
My practices they're pretty intense, they're pretty vigorous. It's a lot of fun though.
It's basically a lot like every other sport. Start off, we stretch, run.
We talk about what we're going to do. After that, we do sprints, and then we just do drilling. First, we do running and gunning, which is running and shooting at the same time. We'll go maybe 10 yards and dive into a bunker.
My role is to coordinate the practices, tell the team where we're having the practices, and what we're going to do.
Before the game and after the game, during the game, all the same thing. You're pumped, you're in adrenaline.
Before each game, they say 3, 2, 1, 10 seconds, and in that like 10 seconds, like all your adrenaline rush is just like, it's just focused.
Before the game, I'm really excited. I'm just so pumped to play.
Before a game, I am always nervous. Not even so much about the competition, just I worry about doing bad.
And then when he says go, you're like, everyone on the team just literally explodes.
During the game, I'm just thinking, how much fun I'm having.
I'm gonna take this guy's face off. That's what I think.
After the game, I'm like, wow, that's really fun. I can't wait to do it again. A few minutes later, I'm back on the field.
Once you clear the field, your hands are shaking at the end because it's just like, you want to do more. You want more.
When I'm on the field, like all my aggression is just going out. When I'm playing, I'm always the one screaming. Unfortunately, I'm the one that's swearing and just yelling like crazy.
It's just more of a way to vent my frustration out.
During the time that I wasn't playing, my girlfriend that I was dating, she definitely noticed a change in me, and she said to me, one day, wow, you seem really edgy when you don't play paintball. When I'm playing paintball, I have no problem yelling. I love being aggressive.
Emotions and skill determine where the Montclair team is ranked compared to other colleges around the nation.
We're ranked about the middle. It's still a new team. We just rebuilt our team. We had a lot of seniors that graduated last year.
We're not like the rest of like Rutgers or Penn State that have been here. We do keep up with them. We are halfway better than them.
The rankings are determined by seed points. The higher up you are in the brackets and how far you up are on the leaderboards determines how many seed points you have. The more seed points you have, obviously, the higher up you are.
After their 4th place finish at their last tournament, the Montclair State paintball team is more motivated than ever to improve their rankings. No matter how the season ends, they will always feel the same about playing speedball.
Speedball is an up-in-your-face, fast-paced action.
Well, speedball is like the kind of paintball that gives you like the biggest adrenaline rush.
It's my sport, and it's what I like to do.